Hi, and welcome to the program.
Hi.
How did you get into acting?
Actually, my first show ever was my sophomore year of high school,
Uh-huh.
and it was Miss Hannigan in Annie.
Wow, that's kind of late in life to have a pretty decent part.
Yeah.
So you didn't want to do acting before?
I think I was the only person who could do that at my school. The director,
Does that mean you were taller than everyone, or go like, it's
the director
mine?
even told me later, like, she was worried about my vocal cords because no one else could do the part, and I could, like, kind of do it.
Right. So you consider yourself more of a singer, dancer?
Singer,
really?
for sure.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so you got Miss Hannigan, now you've got grease paint in your blood. What did that lead to?
Miss Hannigan led to me wanting to do more shows, for sure, and just expand my vocal everything. Like, from musical theater to opera and all that stuff.
Opera? Ooh, great training. Absolutely great training, yes. Why opera?
It's not really opera, more as like, I do these auditions throughout the school, and it's for region choirs and like state choirs and stuff like that, and that's what really got me into it, and I think that's what really makes me improve the most, is the more classical sort of training, instead of copying stuff, because I still do that too, but the fundamental of the classical one, of the classical training, is really helpful for me.
So who's your favorite singer?
Probably Sutton Foster.
You like Sutton too?
Yes.
She can belt it. She's
amazing.
A belter.
And I feel like I can copy her.
You can?
I feel like I like to.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I mean, we've heard the stories. My friends say, "Oh, Sutton, it's great." Man.
I've never seen a show of hers before, but I've always seen, like, I saw Shrek on Netflix, and like the cheapskate looking at the really terrible quality videos online, just trying to find every little bit.
Need to go see her. That's worth a New York trip. Just figure out something she's in, go see her, and yeah, it is awesome. Do you like to travel?
Yes, actually, I'm going to Canada in a few weeks
to
visit my relatives. Toronto area.
Oh, Toronto! Oh, Toronto's awesome. Awesome place. You've been before, right?
No, I've never been. This is my first time seeing, like, half of my family.
Really? So
like,
they're from there?
half of them live in Canada.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, I've got a lot of relatives up there too. Unfortunately, I don't get to see them very often.
Yeah, it's crazy. I finally get to, though, so it's cool.
Oh my goodness. Well, Toronto, I mean, it's got, I don't know what Toronto doesn't have going for it. Like 3 or 4 different Chinatowns. I don't know how many theaters. Just amazing place.
I honestly don't know anything about it. And my Aunt Jen, who's gonna be like showing us around, me, my mom, and my grandma, she was asking me, "What do you want to do there?" And the first thing I said, Tim Hortons.
That's like saying I want to go to McDonald's or something. They probably looked at you.
And I didn't know that, and they were like, "We could do that, okay."
We could do it once.
Yeah.
Okay, it's probably worth once. I don't know. Toronto's got to be an awesome time. A lot of neat stuff. I think this was the cheapest dim sum I've ever had. It was all you could eat dim sum for $6 at the time, which is ridiculous. You'd pay $50 here easily. I don't know. Toronto's an awesome town. Anyway, what roles would you like to do that you haven't done yet?
I'd like to be Ursula in The Little Mermaid.
Yeah?
Yeah, I feel like that's a really fun role, and for some reason I'm blanking out on everything else.
Is it mostly Disney musicals, or is it? Or
I'd like
Broadway
to play the girl in the Fantastics.
Okay.
I don't know her name, but I auditioned on that song for one of the shows that I auditioned for, and I love the part. Because she's a crazy girl. I like playing crazy and mean. Right. But in most of the shows lately, I've been having to act happy and stuff.
What? It sounds like you want to do drama? Is that what you're saying?
No. I like to just be mean in my singing, because I don't have to worry about it sounding pretty or good, because it's a character. Right. And I like that.
Well, let's talk about that, because sometimes, it's, at least for me, it's very easy to confuse the person who's playing the part with the persona.
Yeah.
So do you like to play parts that are completely different from you, or?
Yes, like Miss Hannigan was a completely different route for me. I was pushing people, I was yelling at people, I even called someone a drunk and a liar.
But you would never do that in real life, of course.
No, I would never do that. No, I'd feel so terrible. But in the show, it was okay. Yeah.
That's amazing. Do you consider yourself introverted or extroverted?
Definitely introverted.
Really? That's another common trait of a lot of actors, too.
Yeah. I like to keep to myself. And in my group of friends, they all know, like, Amanda doesn't talk unless you talk to her.
Right.
Or if she's giving you information and, like, stuff like that.
Right.
Because I research things and
Sure.
I tell people, and that's the only way, really.
So, when you get a part, how do you approach that role?
First I go to all the professional recordings and research it a lot online.
Okay, so let's just start, right.
And then I come up with some things that I think are funny, even though it's like a mean role, like for Miss Hannigan.
So a little contrast, yeah.
Yeah, Miss Hannigan's a definite contrast for me. So what I did the exact opposite of what Amanda would do.
Okay.
So that's what I did for Miss Hannigan.
Well, that's interesting you bring that up, because I think a lot of times when people approach a role, they almost think of it one-dimensionally. I mean, yes, they do their research of that, but they don't really, that there are nuances. And I know some people will take, like, the bad guy, if you will, the bad girl. But there has to be something likable about it. You don't want them completely bad. There's got to be something. There's some connection. But not always. Besides, I guess...
Yeah, I don't know if I was a likable character in Miss Hannigan, but... Yeah, I have no idea if I was a likable mean character in that, because I was never told, like, you were such a nice mean character.
Such a nice mean character.
I never
whatever
got
that means.
Note. Yeah. Thank you. I guess that's a good thing though, because I did my job.
I suppose. What do you like to do when you're not acting or singing?
Definitely play video games.
You're a video person.
Yes.
What's your favorite video then?
A lot of simulation type games. Like, I love The Sims and SimCity and Banish. Like, where you make a little town and you manage it. Oh, I love that stuff.
That's cool.
Recently, I've been playing more open world games like Skyrim and GTA 5 with my friends and stuff. Yeah.
What do you want to do when you leave this area?
I plan on going to college at Texas State University.
Okay.
And I am auditioning for the musical theater program, although it's not very likely that I'll do it, just because I love computers so much.
Oh, really?
And I think I'm going to go into computer science or engineering and study that.
It's probably more likely to get a job.
Yeah, it's true.
But you can still do the other stuff on the side if you want to.
Exactly.
If it works out, great. See ya. So we told our son, you're not doing this acting business. If it works out, great. And we'll come see you, all that kind of stuff, but you need a job.
Yeah, exactly.
With some probability of making success, yes.
Yeah.
Computer animation or anything particular field within computer science?
I really like the computer animation, like in movies, how apparently in Frozen there were like specific, like really well thought out algorithms that went into it and stuff, like just for the snow falling in the mountains of the snow, and it's like, that's insane how you put so much thought into such a little thing. Like, every single little snowflake is like, it's astoundingly interesting to me.
Are you a people watcher?
No.
Not really?
Yes and no. Yes and no, because I don't like for people to realize that I'm I'm watching them.
So how do you do it discreetly?
I have other people watch them for me. Yes.
So how does that work out?
They tell me. They're like, "Oh, you see that person?" I'm like, I don't want to make them angry, so I'm not going to look at them. But I'm glad you told me.
Well, I mentioned that because a lot of algorithm development is really about observation.
Yeah.
You have to know how to do it by hand before you can program it. And sometimes that does mean research. Sometimes there is nothing,
Yeah, it's crazy to think about. Like, people watch snow all the time,
really? But it is fascinating. I know.
And I love the landscapes and everything, and I'd love to travel around. Yeah. And I want to go to Japan and Germany and even Sweden and stuff like that to really just get different cultures in my brain and be able to integrate that into something that I could create.
Right. Somebody told me about an odd way to go to Sweden, paid, is buy a Volvo. But have you insist on having picking yours up at the factory there. And so apparently they fly you over there, and then you pick up your Volvo, and it clears all the U.S. clearances and stuff like that. Well, but and then bring it back. You drive it back. Well, obviously, and across the ocean. And then somebody told me that and said, "That's kind of weird, but okay, it could work, I suppose, if it's something to do." So anyway, no, there's a lot of neat places you should go. Let's see what is up. Where do you get your singing talent? Is it mom, dad? You don't family? Is that a friend? What is
I'd say if any of my family, it would be my grandma.
Yeah.
She is an amazing vocalist. Like, I love her. Well, she's not like professional or anything, but I love it when she sings, and I kind of copy that sort of old-timey sort of sound where I love it. But
Do they come and see you?
Yes, they come see me when they can because they're busy people.
Of course, yes. Love this stuff too. Let's see what other stuff we can do. Well, I think we need to ask you what we've been asking everyone else. If heaven exists, what do you want God to say? You would get to the pearly gates.
Welcome. I don't really
give
know.
You a hug?
I haven't really thought about it. Not really.
You know, everybody has a different idea of what, like I said, God will be like. You know, maybe she, maybe he, whatever, But,
I think they'll be really chill about it. Like,
you really chill?
Yeah.
Cool. He's like, hey, you know what? I was just thinking you might want to do Annie again, and I think we're doing it right over here.
I would love that. I could have run Annie for so long. Yes. Jane Lynch, go. It's mine.
Thanks for being with us.
Thank you.